Wassup YouTube, PokePrimer here, primer made to deliver you our Week 3 battle in the, Week 3 team builder in the PFL Major Leagues here on the channel. This week we are taking on Rampage, his name is actually Rampage, and the, hold up, the Indiana Reapers, that's his team name, the Indiana Reapers. Which sounds terrifying, and his team is actually kind of scary. So let's just get into this. His team consists of Togekiss, Mega Swampert, Bisharp, Chandelure, Haxorus, Toxicroak, Lantern, Emboar, Flygon, Sigilyph, and Dusknoir. So first thing I noticed here is he didn't have any immediate form of rain setting. He didn't have anything with drought. Drizzle. He had no Drizzle Mons, nothing with Prankster to set up rain or anything like that, so he has to manually, set up rain at some point in the match if he wants Mega Swampert to take advantage of its ability. So that's one thing that I definitely want to make note of. So there's that. Another thing, I got a couple of 4x weaknesses. The 4x weakness of Bisharp to fighting, 4x weakness of Mega Swampert to grass, 4x weakness of Toxicroak to psychic, and then Flygon's 4x weakness to ice. So, a couple of 4x weaknesses spread out across the team that we could potentially take advantage of. Huge ice weakness and huge ground weakness in his team as well. At least 5 Mons weak to both. So that's going to be something we take advantage of as well as we get into this. And without further ado, let's go ahead and do that. The first Mon we are bringing is going to be our Manaphy once again. Manaphy is probably, I'm not going to say it's going to come every week. It might not come every week. But it's more than likely to come most weeks. Just because it's that good. It's just that good of a Pokemon. I'm not gonna lie. It's too good to not bring along as often as possible. This week we are running it in Assault Vested set with max HP, 116 speed, and that is actually there for a reason. And I will tell you that reason in a second. That brings us to 135 speed, which allows us to outspeed a Bisharp. Bisharp and Mega Swampert. Jolly Bisharp, Jolly Mega Swampert by 1 point. So that's cool. And then we have the rest going into our special attack with a modest nature. So this thing's going to bulk a lot of special hits more likely than not. We're going to bulk some special hits, and we're just going to try to get damage off on things. We pretty much brought almost everything that he has a 4x weakness to besides the fighting, just because I didn't feel the need to, because Scald is stab and neutral. So we can hit it with Scald, potentially get the burn, stuff like that. That's pretty much why we brought Scald. It'll also hit the Chandelure and the Emboar, but it's not really all that important, I guess. We have the Ice Beam for the Flygon, Sigilyph, the Haxorus, the Togekiss, all of them. We have the Energy Ball for the Mega Swampert and the Lantern. We need the Energy Ball because Lantern could be Water Absorb if it comes along, and I think could be a pain in the ass. So having that Energy Ball there to be able to hit the Lantern is very useful. So that's cool. And then we have the Psychic for the Toxicroak to take care of that 4x weakness as well, which is awesome. So Manaphy's just kind of here to bulk hits and do damage. Next up, we have 3 Pretty 5U, our Mega Gardevoir. She's a beaut, she's a babe, gotta love her. Rocking 236 speed, timid nature, just enough speed to outspeed Haxorus. We're running that max special attack. We're throwing a little bit into HP, a little bit into special defense. Nothing too spectacular there. Pretty standard EV spread. We've got that Hyper Voice, Energy Ball, Psyshock, and Hidden Power Ground. Now, Hyper Voice is there because it's a Gardevoir. It's got Pixelate. You run Hyper Voice pretty much every time. Literally, there's no reason not to run Hyper Voice ever. So we're running it. We're running the Psyshock so we can take advantage of the Toxicroak. Plain and simple, we're gonna outspeed it. We can take a Sucker Punch from the Toxicroak. We can definitely take the Sucker Punch from the Toxicroak and then kill it. So we're gonna do that. We have the Energy Ball for the Swampert. We can kill that. And then we have the Hidden Power Ground for all the ground weaknesses on my opponent's team. Emboar, Lantern, Toxicroak, Chandelure, Bisharp. I believe that's it. I think that's it. Yeah. But all of those will get absolutely blown back by HP Ground. I mean, it's not going to do... It'll do enough damage to a good portion of them that... You know, it'll tear chunks of them. It's just for coverage. It's just for coverage. It's the goal. It's coverage to put behind that base 165 special attack stat. So that's gonna be our Mega Gardevoir. Next up, Nidoqueen Latifah makes her return, ladies and gentlemen, with the Black Sludge Sheer Force. Rocking a... Sorry about that. Rocking max HP, 124 speed with a Timid Nature, and 132 special attack. Now that 124 speed will bump us up to a speed stat of 123, which will allow us to outspeed Adamant Mega Swampert, Adamant Bisharp, which is very, very likely to be something that we see either Adamant Mega Swampert or Adamant Bisharp, just because that's just the most common nature run on them for damage purposes, especially Bisharp, for the fact that it gets Sucker Punch and you know, it can bulk a hit and do big damage back. But we have the Earth Power for stab and to hit that Bisharp and all those other ground weaknesses we just mentioned. We have the Ice Beam for the things like the Togekiss, the Flygon, stuff like that. All the ice weaknesses as mentioned. We have the Shadow Ball for the Chandelure and the Dusknoir. We didn't really have anything at this point to hit the Dusknoir, and this thing learned Shadow Ball, and it's Sheer Force boosted. So Sheer Force boosted Shadow Balls all day, every day. So that's cool. And then this is going to be our Stealth Rocker for the matchup. Just felt that it made sense. I think Nidoqueen can fill the role of being a Stealth Rocker quite nicely in this match. Because there's another mon on our team that could have been a Stealth Rocker, but I just felt like he had a good chance of doing well elsewhere. Next up we have Tornadus. Tornadus with the Life Orb. He's there holding his Life Orb. He's going to give us his life and do more damage. We are running a more physical set on our Tornadus this week, rocking 172 speed with a Naive Nature to outspeed the base 100s. I believe we're outspeeding that Flygon there. We got 84 special attack, 248 attack, and 4 into HP. We're rocking a moveset of Knockoff, Brick Break, HP Ice, and Tailwind. This is another case of, hey, if I can use Tailwind to help us out, that'd be great. If I get the chance to. So that's kind of a goal, you know, if the Tailwind's there, if I can get a chance to set it up, I will. But we have the HP Ice for the Flygon that we're outspeeding and all the other ice weaknesses. We have the Knockoff for utility, and we're going to hit that, we're going to hit the Chandelure, Dusknoir, and Sigilyph pretty hard. And then we have the Brick Break for the Bisharp. I don't believe we can really take a Sucker Punch, but if we can, hooray, that'd be great. And then we can Brick Break it and knock it the fuck out. And boom, there we go. Very simple Tornadus. It's going to come out, it's going to get rid of items, it's going to hit things super effectively, and it's going to set up a Tailwind and and die, essentially. That might be what happens. Next up we have Jura, the Regirock. holding the assault vest. This is the other Mon that I mentioned earlier that could have been our rocker, but he's not. Jiro the Regirock is here. I don't believe we've used him yet this season, actually. And for good reason, because he's just that good. He needs to be saved for special occasions. We are rocking an assault vested set with actually max HP and max special defense. So this thing is a full-on special tank right now, fam. This thing is going to bulk every single hit. All the hits ever. It will bulk. It will bulk the special hits. It will still bulk the physical hits. This thing is absolutely monstrous. Absolutely monstrous. Stone Edge for stab. Drain Punch for the Bisharp. We can probably take one hit from the Bisharp depending on its spread. We can potentially take an Iron Head from the Bisharp, and then we can kill it with the Drain Punch, which would be dope. Earthquake for all the ground weaknesses, and Ice Punch for all the ice weaknesses. Just all the crazy amount of both of them. He's one of the few mons in our team that can carry the coverage to hit both effectively. And this thing being so bulky between the assault vest and its just natural defensive bulk, this thing can just sit on the field for a while, take a whole shit ton of hits, and dish out so much damage. So Jura is going to put in insane amounts of work this week. I feel like Jura is going to be our MVP. Just in my mind right now, Jura is the MVP. Plain and simple. Last mon we're bringing this week going to be Homeboy, our Jolteon. Quick Feet once again. It's so hard not to bring Quick Feet. I keep trying to tell myself, hey, Volt Absorb's still a thing, and I'm like, oh, nah. Not feeling it. Oh, God. I'm way too tired for this shit. But we're running just enough speed to outspeed something. It's 169 speed. Why do we have 169 speed? There's gotta be a reason. There really isn't. It's probably just because of how the speed tiers worked, or how the EVs worked, or we had extra EVs and I just threw them into speed because there was no reason not to. But 148 into speed, we outspeed the Flygon. Boo. Max special attack, modest nature, 100 into HP, and then the last little 12 going to special defense. Volt Switch and Thunderbolt, pretty much staples on the moveset. It's Jolteon, it's going to run Volt Switch to get that momentum. It's going to run Thunderbolt to hit as hard as possible. We got the HP Grass. HP Grass is the most useful for us because of the Lantern, which is going to try to be a switch into us, and the Mega Swampert, which is just a bitch. So we want to be able to hit those as hard as possible, and we're gonna with the HP Grass. Then we have the Shadow Ball for the Chandelure and the Dusk Noir, also the Sigilif as well. It's a very, very simple set, very standard, Quick Feet set. This thing will outspeed the entirety of my opponent's team, and essentially shit on it, so that's kind of cool. But yeah, that's going to be it for this team builder. Just to give you guys a quick run through once again, we've got AV Manaphy, nice and AV Manaphy hitting hard as possible. We got our Pretty Lady, 3 Pretty 5U, the Mega Gardevoir, wall breaking like usual. We got our bulky rocker, our bulky rocking chick, outspeeding some shit with sheer force, Queen Latifah. We got Tornadus doing his thing with the Life Orb and the Tailwind. Once again, running that coverage. We got this super bulky ass Regirock Jura here with the specially defensive Assault Vest and monstrosity. And then we have the Quick Feet, Jolteon, Homeboy. This, guys, is just going to be our squad for week 3 of the PFL Major League. I'm super, super hyped. This is a awesome team, and I'm really getting used to using these guys. And the fact that we're 2-0 in the major leagues is gonna definitely show everyone, like, hey, we're not somebody to be messed with, you know. Just because we came from the minor leagues doesn't mean shit. So, yeah, that's gonna be all for now, guys. If you guys enjoyed, please make sure to leave a like down below and subscribe if you haven't already. Until next time, I'm PokePrimer, signing off.